It's time to dive beneath the surface and into the minds and hearts of your favorite celebrities and pop culture icons. Welcome to Up and Adam.
Hey guys, what's up? You're watching Up and Adam. My name's Adam Knoll. And for those of you who don't know me, I'm the guy bringing you guys all the weekly interviews and recaps from your favorite celebrities and pop culture influencers. But for those of you who do know me, you know that that's not why we're always here, right? Guys, if you haven't already, go ahead, smash that like button, subscribe to my channel, and hit that notification bell because, well, you don't want to miss anything we have coming up. And with that, let's jump right in. Okay, guys, so we've been covering a little bit of what's been going on with Jax Taylor. And again, if you've missed my videos, it's sort of been a little bit of a shit show for the guy. I'm not talking about VPR, obviously, but I'm talking about the recent events that are playing out in Jax Taylor's life from the time that he was fired up until this point. Now, we've covered the fact that he just got hit with a $1.2 million tax lien that he swears up and down it's nothing to worry about. I had a bad booker, and we all get bad bookers. I don't know if that's necessarily true. And if he's not worried about a $1.2 million tax lien, well, good for you. Also, he was under a lot of scrutiny because former castmate Billy Lee came out and said that while Jax was filming, he was allegedly on drugs, that his anger was through the roof, that production really just kind of walked around him and kind of, made sure that he was okay, but they supported the fact that he was so all the time. She was just saying that he got away with it. Well, he didn't get away with it for too long because now he has been released from the series. He's let go, fired, no longer a part of Vanderpump Rules. He said that he had a good run, and for most guys, who gets to have a 8-9 year run on a reality TV show? Well, I guess Jax Taylor did, but what will you have to show for it in the end? Jax Taylor did come out and shade production, and he did call it his show. He was saying that he was the one who kept the show going, and they kind of owe him his kudos for that. He was painted as this resident bad guy, and it was something that he got paid a lot of money for. He also feels like there are a lot of fans who don't understand the difference between editing and what is real life. He says that, yes, he came off like sort of an ass on the show, but that's how he was edited to be. Production takes control over that, not him. He claims that they were just editing out his worst moments, editing out his best moments, but playing out his worst moments on the TV show in order to get the proper ratings. Now, is that true? Who knows? Is Jax actually an ass? Who knows? But the point is, at this point, he's jobless. He did speak out about one of the head honchos in charge, executive producer, and the woman he works for, saying, "I appreciate her for giving us the opportunity, but we kept the show going." He ended that with, "Let's make that very clear." He also said, "What frustrates me is when fans see him, they're like, 'You're crazy, you're off hinge.'" Then adding, "You've got to understand, they only show me when I'm at my peak. They never show how I got there or how I resolved the situation, which wasn't fair to him." That's how he feels. He did also say on a podcast that the show was good to him, so he has to keep a little bit quiet. However, he does feel like they did him a little dirty at the end, but that's just how it works in this business. Jax said that lifestyle, when you hit a certain age, I can't do it anymore. But we're not walking away from TV. We're just going to move on with something more family-oriented. Jax said that his wife, Brittany Cartwright, is about to give birth in the next 2 weeks, and he's been speaking to different networks. He's a big HGTV fan. He loves fixing things, breaking things down, and he's happy to see what direction he goes forward in with his wife and his new baby when it comes to television, but as long as it's a more family-oriented show. Apparently, Jax and his wife suggested the name from Shots to Tots, and they are in talks with other networks. Now, do we believe that they will get picked up? Well, Jax Taylor and his wife, they still have fans, and as long as the show's right, sure, why not? We'll just have to wait and see how that plays out. Jax said, "I actually have a meeting with a network, my wife and I do, and that they're lucky enough that networks are reaching out to them, that people want to film them." They said that they have a little bit of a cushion, so it gives them options. When it comes to Jax's time on the Bravo series Vanderpump Rules, he said that they could offer him more money, they could offer him a bigger role, but he just can't do this anymore. He feels like it's inauthentic. He hasn't worked for Sir in so many years that his time on the show, his role at this point, it just doesn't even make sense. One thing fans did want to know is when it comes to becoming a father, especially after watching you on the past few seasons where you are engaging in fights and infidelity, you might have been drinking too much. Billy Lee is accusing him of usually being on drugs, allegedly. Fans want to know, what is your biggest parenting fear? How do you go from that to this point where you're now going to be this well-rounded father? This is what Jax said. Social media is my biggest fear. The social aspect and the bullying, that to me, I mean, seeing people take their lives, that's it. He said it's a real thing. He's scared. It's brutal. Jax also explained that he doesn't know how he's going to protect his new son from all of these social media bullies. This is part of his biggest fear. He ended that off with, that's a huge reason that I'm no longer a part of Vanderpump Rules. I want to set that aside. I don't want to do that anymore. I want to do something that I'm happy about, that I'm proud of, and I want to make my son proud of me. While we all commend Jax for wanting to be a better person, that's not the reason you're not a part of Vanderpump Rules anymore. Let's be real. Him and his wife were collecting almost $1 million by the end of their time on Vanderpump Rules. He was about to get $600,000 while his wife, she's probably at this point getting anywhere from $100,000 to $200,000. That's $800,000 for filming, 4 months? And then having to make your appearances, get the special Bravo privileges, get brand ambassador programs that reach out to you, monetize off of your social media, but you're going to walk away from all of that and then say, well, we have a little bit of a cushion, so that gives us options. It's a little hard to believe, but I want to know what you guys think. When it comes down to it, the new season will not continue with most of the castmates that a lot of fans grew to love. Stassi Schroeder will no longer be a part of the show. She was fired due to racist remarks. Kristen Doty also fired. Max fired. Brett fired. Jax Taylor fired. What does that mean for Jax Taylor and Stassi? Well, their spouses, Bo Clark and Brittany Cartwright, they can no longer collect the Bravo paychecks either, because it wouldn't make sense to have them on the show when they weren't even the main cast members on the show, but not having the real key role players, which means if their paycheck is gone, so are their spouses when it comes to Bravo as a network. Again, guys, I want to know what you guys think. I want to know what you guys are looking forward to most when it comes to the new season of Vanderpump Rules. Are you excited? Because we still have a few key role cast members. Sheena's back. She's having a baby. She has her new guy, Brock. We have Lala Kent. She hasn't been fired. She's still with Randall Emmett. Also just had a baby. We also have Katie and Tom, Katie Maloney and Tom Shorts, Tom Sandoval and Ariana Maddox. Tom and Tom still have their restaurant, Tom Tom's. And of course, we're not getting rid of our head honcho in charge. So maybe they'll just add a few new cast members. Maybe they'll redirect it over to Tom Tom. Maybe they'll do a revamp. We're not exactly sure. Fans want to know, will the show survive with all of these pairings? That's something we'll have to see how that plays out. We'll have to see what the new season looks like. But there's one person who is actually excited about the new season of Vanderpump Rules, and that would be Andy Cohen. Andy Cohen thinks that after the pandemic, after quarantine, after having so many of these different cast members lose their job because the restaurants shut down, he thinks that it would be an interesting show to see how they come back from that. What it looks like now, what the environment is like now, and if it's a big party because everyone's been stuck in their houses for over a year, or if it's just one big disaster. Thoughts, guys? You guys know that I read all of your comments. I listen to what you say. So if you haven't already, go ahead, comment below and let me know. What do you think about Jax saying that this was his show and shading production, saying that he was the one who carried the show out? What do you think about his new show, if it gets picked up, From Shots to Tots, and him trying to migrate over to HGTV? I know you guys have so many opinions and I welcome them all. So go ahead, comment below. And before we go, smash that like button, subscribe to my channel, and hit that notification bell. Don't forget, because you don't want to miss anything we have coming up. And with that, we'll see you next time. Bye, guys.
Thanks for watching Up and Adam.